Hello and delightful welcome to all of you in Astroglobe Foundation Instagram live stream. Today, with the help of this online platform, we have gathered to understand the importance of astronomy. And if it's your first time with Astroglobe Foundation, stay tuned because weekly we are coming with new interesting topics on every Sunday with the help of this Instagram live streaming. Today, we will understand the importance of astronomy and we will see how would it be one of the best career option. My dear friends, Astroglobe Foundation is an astronomical geological organization. So being a part of Astroglobe Foundation, myself and Astroglobe team make awareness about the opportunities and resources of astronomy, astrophysics, geology. So today we have with us a prominent guest and we are so pleased to offer a winsome welcome Miss Anushka Sharad. Miss Anushka Sharad is a poet, writer and space communicator. So Miss Anushka Sharad, we would love to know what made you to choose the astronomy as your career option. Miss Anushka Sharad,
Yes, sir.
over to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you for welcoming me to your Astroglobe Foundation. And I believe this is an exciting platform for young science enthusiasts to study about not just about astronomy, but also about geology and space sciences. So yes, today's topic is about why you all are so intrigued or what makes me interested in this field of astronomy. It was all very unexpected, to be very honest. As I was a kid, some part of me always knew that I am born to study science. I am born for this subject. I always knew that. But there has to be something or some element in your life to invoke or trigger that passion in you. So I had always scored good marks in my science and mathematics as I was a kid, and I was very curious to find out why this is happening or why atoms behave like that, why human structure is in this way. I have been a very curious kid since the beginning, and science is like it has been my favorite subject. And later, as I was studying in higher classes, there were many resources out there to know more about space, to know more about human physiology or related subjects about science. And I remember my uncle gifted me a book. It was entitled as Tell Me Everything. So that book, what do I say? That book had many subjects in it related to science. It had history, it had geography, it had biology, all about human physiology. But whenever I opened that book, the part of astronomy grabbed most of my attention. I didn't know why, but I'd always go back to those pages and read it repeatedly. And then when I didn't understand why was that happening, but arbitrarily I used to read about space more and more, and I often found it very peaceful to look up at the night sky, gaze at the stars, gaze at the moon, and find all those seasons very exciting about phases of moon, etc. And after a long time, after being into this journey, it occurred to me that space and universe is something I've been waiting to study all my life. How you can imagine that, how it must have been? Audience, though all those who are attending this session, have it been with you ever that suddenly out of nowhere you realize that this is all you've been waiting to do in your life? That's what happened with me. And I connected the dots of past analysis, like once we get to know something, then we realize why this has been happening to us and why all those scenes made sense in our life. Then as I started writing articles few years back, and my first ever article was about black hole. That article was actually a blockbuster. It got more than 5,000 reads on Daily Hunt and more than 2,000 on the website. This encouraged me a lot. And since then, I knew that I'm not going to leave this path at all. This is all that I have to do, no matter what challenges I face. Because when you enter into something, when you choose something, you have to have that firm will that no matter what challenges I face, or no matter how many hurdles or obstacles I would have to face, but I am going to do that, and I will do that. This was a spirit that I had, and I still continue to hold that spirit that will help me to continue in this journey. This
That's
was
nice.
a very
And
short and brief summary of how it all started and how it is going.
Uh, that's nice. And personally, I'm so thankful to your uncle who gifted a book that made you to believe in astronomy and space science, and from where you started to study astronomy. But during your study, I think you have wrote and you have read about the lots of space facts and the scientists who worked on the particular theories. But among all those great scientists, who is your favorite scientist and who is your role model?
Oh my God, that's a tough question, sir. That's not an easy one to answer. There are many people from whom I learn every day, and of course, these scientists are not present currently. But the values they have planted in us and the research work they have contributed so much to the progress of humankind. It's very hard to pick and choose one scientist to be my ideal role model. So whenever this question is asked to me, my answer is that I always try to learn from most of them. Let's consider Einstein, Marie Curie, or Jayanta Narlikar. He was from Maharashtra. All these scientists really helped humankind, really helped us to know more. So it's very hard, and I'm not going to do any justice if I just pick one scientist. So yes, I believe in learning from all of them. Yes, I have read many space facts. I have read about the stories of scientists. I have also read the autobiography of Abdul Kalam, which was Wings of Fire. And all these stories really, really inspired me a lot to keep on going. I have also watched the movie I have also watched the movie by Stephen Hawking. It was based on his life. So such experiences and such scenarios really they play a vital role in your life to help you continue that. Sometimes there is a phase that it makes you feel I'm feeling very low, or why am I going to do this? Or after all, is it going to make any sense? Because this is something unique, this is something special. I'm not going on the path which everybody travels. There's a poem, the I'm sorry, I cannot recall the name of the poem, but it says that the poet says that there are two paths and he doesn't know which path to choose. He chose a path which is less traveled. And I guess I am doing that too, because there is very much less awareness about this subject. There is less awareness about STEM fields. And I have chose a subject which is less traveled, but I believe that this road and this pathway will lead me to something extraordinary.
Exactly. And as we know that in 1920s, very famous astronomer Edwin Hubble discovered that the universe is expanding, and there are lots
Yes,
of
sir.
things, hidden things that we need to discover, and we need to explore more about this curious and this the vastness of the universe. And our audience is asking us a few questions, and one question is that what is your favorite constellations, means apart from the Orion? And we would like to ask you, in your lifetime, as you do write work on the astronomical topics, also you read astronomical topics, you do research, but have in personally in your life, have you ever visited any space program or space camp where the opportunity comes to every science enthusiast or astrophile to observe the wonders of the universe through the telescope? So we would like to ask you about your experience. How was your experience of joining any night sky observation program?
Okay, first of all, I'd like to thank Nishant Shirsagar, who just mentioned the name of the poem Road Not Taken. Yes, that is the
Yes.
poem I was mentioning about. And
Road not taken.
about
Yeah.
your question, yes. First of
Yeah.
all, this trigger was initiated by astrophotographers. My friends or the people to whom I follow, all those astrophotographers post so nice images and something that is out of the box. which really makes me want to gaze in the night sky and just look up, look beyond, and wonder what is the reason of our existence. Astrophotographers help us see heaven on earth. Do you agree with this, sir?
Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said that astrophotographers help us to see heaven on earth through their
Yeah,
amazing
exactly.
photographs.
Yeah. Recently
Yes,
we saw your post on the Instagram. I think in the month of November you visited a lakeside near to your location. Would you
yes,
like
sir.
to tell us about it?
Yes, sure. In November previous year, I visited. It was a lakeside. It was in kind of a rural area near lakeside in Pune. There we had this astronomical camp planned by one of my teacher, and I met him on Instagram as well. So there, I took few my friends, and we had an amazing session all through the night. We gazed at many constellations. I met another teachers there actually, who are actually studying these subjects, and they are photographers, well prolific
Okay,
photographers. So it was very
nice.
nice to talk with them, to interact with them, to learn more from them. They also invited me to visit their space camp, which was all about, they presented facts about space and all these intriguing things. It was very amazing, and gazed at the night for as long as I was able to. It was like we started at around 8 p.m. until 3 a.m. in the morning.
Okay, that was
Yeah,
great
twilight time,
experience,
let's
I
say
think.
that.
Okay.
Yes, and also this was one which I visited in November. Rather than that, which I have not posted on Instagram, is that I often gather kids in my area, or some youngsters or some young students who are always very curious to know about what's actually happening out there. And there are different sorts of questions I have to address. Like kids have interesting questions, that how seasons occur, why moon is like that, why moon looks like that, or why moon changes its phases every day. There are many
Okay.
different questions. Or sometimes I witness some questions, like even eighth grader is asking me, do you believe in aliens, or are aliens real? I have to explain him or her in that way. Similarly, a bachelor student or master students ask me about what are your opinions about extraterrestrial life or aliens. So I
Okay.
have to address those questions in that way. So there
Okay.
has to be a consistency, or there has to be a habit of addressing these questions, because there is certain level of being able to explain the same concept to a young student and to an elder one.
Yeah, and we can experience these lots of things, and we can experience the variations of the things in astronomy. Being an astronomer, we do study different types of the astronomical topics, or the we can say the branches of the astronomy, as we do the observation. Then it's the observational astronomy and theoretical observation, then the theoretical astronomy, and the if we talk about the instrument or like the telescope, then it's the instrumentational astronomy. And people are doing their masters, they are pursuing their PhD program in these branches of astronomy. But personally, what is your favorite branch of astronomy? And one more thing I would like to ask you, being an astronomer, how do you look at yourself, that how do you think about yourself, and in what kind of these things, how do you think yourself that you can contribute in the future space program of India?
Okay, I got your question. I got your. So the astronomy, this main field, is divided into varied subjects. It's like there's so much in it. There is orbital mechanics, astrophysics, astrochemistry, astrobiology, radio astronomy, gravitational wave spectroscopy, geophysics, space sciences, and let me recall. There is
Intergalactic.
galactical astronomy, yes, planetary science, computational or observational astronomy, infrared astronomy, radio astronomy, and this list goes on. I cannot
Yeah.
add up the names. So my most favorite subject, or the subject which intrigues me most, is that it is computational or observational astronomy, as well as radio astronomy. Along with that, I'm also interested in studying cosmology, because it helps us to connect past
Mm-hmm.
with the, and and we also can connect both the links to the present. So that is what I'm studying currently, and I'm still discovering about myself. I have not known everything about what I'm interested in. I might I feel that I might be more interested in astrochemistry if I keep on studying more and more, because
Mm-hmm.
this is very vast. You can understand that as you are also included in this field. And
Mm-hmm.
about how will I contribute my efforts, or how will I contribute my research to India, is that I have a different answer for this. I
Okay.
believe no matter where I am, or no matter in which part of the world I am, I will
Mm-hmm.
always be pledging the name of my nation, India, isn't it? And this field, astronomy, it teaches you humbleness. It teaches you about it teaches you how humankind can unite, because this can benefit any kind of country. It's just not for United Kingdom, or it's not just for China, or it's not just for India. It's for everyone. It is for humans. So I am not going to study that I just want to contribute my efforts to India or NASA. No, that's not the case. I just believe in striving for researching, and in striving for giving all that I have to mankind. It doesn't belong to me as well. I believe that universe has chosen me as a mediator, or as something that can just help other people. I am not just going to keep it all for myself. This doesn't even belong to me. I am just who is going to learn and give it to all and spread it to everyone. That is what I flash on my Instagram profile as well. Whatever I learn or whatever I read, though let's consider I know 100%, out of that I almost give 70 to 80% to my audience. So as I distribute all that, I learn even more from them. I get to know their perceptions, I get to know about what they feel, I get to know about their answers, or what is their view about that. And also some of my audience ask interesting questions, so when I address or when I answer those questions, it even helps me to gain more knowledge of that subject. So this whole cycle is interesting, and no matter whatever I do, whatever I study, my whole and sole purpose is to just give my efforts and give my love and energy to humankind.
Yeah, here on screen we can see Ultra Shroff. He said astronomy teaches us the humanity because if we look up the vastness of the space, and the greed and pride doesn't make any sense. Really, these are very true words.
Exactly.
Yeah, thanks
Yes,
for
you're
this
right.
beautiful
You're
message.
right, Bhavik.
Yeah, exactly. And we are, I think, not only myself but our audience are so happy by your this answer, and we do appreciate all your thoughts, your beautiful thoughts. But Miss Anushka, uh,
Mm-hmm.
being a part of this field, we do work on many projects, but according to
Right.
or we can see the new projects by the space agencies, and according to space agencies and lots of space programs. Have you ever, means personally, I would like to ask you, have you ever felt that there is a discrimination on the basis of the gender when it's come to lead any space program in any space agencies?
Um, I have a very short answer for this. This was the case. The discrimination was the case in past few years. Now everything is getting modernized. Everyone is having a broader perspective for all kind of genders. So I don't think there's any discrimination anymore. Though there might be discrimination in few areas, but that is getting eradicated slowly by the society for the society. So I don't feel that there's any kind of discrimination among male and female to lead any kind of project. Does my audience agree with me? Is there any kind of discrimination now among male and female? Come on, shoot your answers.
We can see there are lots of female scientists who are working on the lots of projects, and they are leading great projects. They are leading the space program, and they are leading the government's projects. And obviously every individual is doing best in their you can
as
say
much as they can do,
career,
right?
and everyone invest the efforts, the time, the emotions to make the success, to bring the success of that project. And not only we, but it would going to make a history for the mankind. So that is why everyone is do their best to make the project a successful project, right? And
Yes, sir. Right. You're right.
everyone should have this chance to represent themselves, right? And every space agency is doing the best, every space agency is launching the best space program for the future. And
Yes,
obviously
sir.
we hope that it will bring a great revolutionary changes in the society and in our life as well. So at last, Miss Anushka, we would like to
Hmm.
ask you, uh, there are lots of young science enthusiasts or astrophile who want to do their career in astronomy. Okay, and
Yes, sir. Right.
yeah, and we can see from our school time, lots of young students are so passionate about these sciences, and more student can't get the proper information or proper guidelines for to pursue their career in this program. But here we would like to ask you, what message would you like to give the young generation or the young students, and what ways would you like to suggest them that in that way they can generate their interest to pursue their career in astronomy? And uh, why do you think that astronomy would be one of the best option for their career?
Okay. Yes, I got your question. So, astronomy is for curious minds. If you're curious to know more, astronomy welcomes you wholeheartedly. There are many students who are like very passionate and keen about knowing more, and they really want to find answers. There are some certain organizations I know, like Space Nova, Kalam Labs, who help students or who help young science enthusiasts to study more and to learn more regarding these subjects. Of course, there is so much information out there, but it is not provided efficiently to all those who need. Of course, socializing and getting connected through social media is an option, but I do feel that some students are left unaware of whatever is being conducted or whatever is happening out there. So for such students, I just suggest that reach out to me, search another platforms that help students to learn more, because unless and until you don't search by yourself, you're not going to get anything. That's what I feel. And whenever you need something, you ask and you get it. There's always someone, a provide every I'm sorry, everywhere there is a provider present. You just and that provider is constantly searching for a receiver. Even receiver
Exactly.
must search for a provider, because that's how it's going to work. If a student just feels that I want somebody to come in my life and explain me and enlighten me, that's not going to happen. All the kids have phones these days. They just got to research everything and get wherever they get. Learn what they have and just start doing whatever they can do.
Exactly. And since our school time, we can see actually during our school time, we had lack of opportunities or someone who should guide us for astronomy as our career option, or we were looking for someone who could guide us that how can we join such space agencies. And with this noble thought, Astroglobe Foundation came up with this idea that Astroglobe Foundation is establishing Astroglobe labs in educational institution where students can come and they can means it's our objective that we need to shape the imagination of young students, and we need to ask them what do you want actually, and we need to ask them about their ideas. And because as we get new ideas from the young students, we will try to make the opportunities, and we will create few opportunities. We will try to make such a resources for them where they can shape their ideas, they can shape their imagination, and hopefully they can bring it in the reality. So Astroglobe
Absolutely
Foundation,
right.
exactly. So Astroglobe Foundation is establishing Astroglobe labs, and also we are conducting space camps at means out means away from the cities, and where people can join us, and we the we reach out to people with our telescopes, and we make these opportunities to everyone where they can watch the night sky, and means they can feel themselves that they are under the embrace of the entire universe. So this is
That's
our
all an
new
astronomer needs,
initiatives.
sir.
Yeah, this is our new initiatives, and if lots of other space agencies or space organization or astrophile want to join Astroglobe Foundation as their a new you can say the opportunity where they can contribute or they can learn about the space sciences and earth sciences, uh, we are welcoming you to the Astroglobe Foundation. You can join us, and obviously, all over, not only in India but worldwide, we can make these things where people can learn automatically, and by watching all those things with the illustrations or the astronomical, you can say the projects, they will ask us the questions about the astrophysics
Yes,
or
sir. Right.
physics or the astronomy,
Yes, right.
how does these things work. So obviously
Yes,
Astroglobe Foundation
exactly.
will help them to
I'm
lead them
I'm glad
in
to know
this
that.
field. Yeah, and
Yes, sir. Right.
yeah, exactly. And Miss Anushka, we would know from yourself if you find such a students or such astrophile who want to contribute themselves in this space program, they can join Astroglobe Foundation. And if
Yes,
you
sure.
find such a
I'll definitely
curious
inform them about
students,
this.
and if you think that
Yes, sir.
Astroglobe Foundation in few ways or somehow they can help to such young brilliant students, obviously we would love to help them anyhow, and
Yes, sir. Definitely.
obviously we would love to step forward to help them for their best career and
Yes, right.
for their best
Exactly.
future. And really
Yes,
we
sir.
are so honored that you joined us on Instagram live, and hope audience got their answers. And if you have few more questions, they can answer they can question us on Instagram account, they can DM. Obviously we are here 24/7 for you, we will answer all your questions. And
Yes,
uh,
sir. I would like to
stay.
add more to this.
Yeah,
Yes, sorry for interruption. But along
please
with
go
the
ahead.
past journey I told about myself, I would also like to tell my audience about the challenges I have faced because
Yeah,
when I started learning or studying astronomy, I started that independently. I studied astronomy from various resources like learning it from documentaries, lecture series, books, articles, or research paper written by scientists or young learners. And the challenges that I faced in the beginning was I had no idea where should I start or what should I read and where should I begin from. I was very unaware about that. But eventually, as I got involved into social media, I met some great people on board. I searched on some websites that which books would be really helpful to start with my journey. So this is how it works. And you must know that if you are studying astronomy, physics and mathematics is at core level. No matter you study theories again and again, but after all, physics and mathematics definitely steps in. So if you are really interested to study this subject, you must be able to like grasp your straws or make physics and mathematics your friend. When I even it's the same case with me. Whenever there are like lots of work to do or lots of subjects or homework to complete, I mostly pick physics or mathematics to complete first. I remember years ago when I was in ninth grade, I had my physics exam of 40 marks, and out of that 40 marks, I scored 19 marks. Do you believe that?
Okay.
I was topper of my school and my class, but in that physics exam, I scored 19 out of 40. My teacher was shocked. She called my mom, she explained, and she asked what's wrong with Anushka. Why did she score so less? She yelled at me and she was really disappointed with my results. She even scolded me in the class. But I was not very low. It didn't discourage me. Instead, I just grabbed my physics book again and started learning, started solving physics sums more and more. So in the next exam, I scored around 37 or 38 out of 40,
That's
and my
nice.
teacher was impressed. So it's not, you must not consider that you have studied physics and mathematics, you have studied certain topics at once, you don't have to go back to them again. That's not the case. This is very, very, very vast. You have to keep jumping to those topics again and again, again and again, because often you never know when you would have to get back to your basics to explain something to someone, isn't it? And let me tell you this is like what I feel, that mathematics is the language of universe and
Yes.
physics is the grammar which makes sense to us. Because yes, mathematics explains everything with numbers, but physics comes in, physics steps in, and it adds words to it, and it adds lots of meaning and sense to help us understand what is actually going out there, isn't it? So I'd always encourage all of you to keep on studying and studying, because I find studying more interesting than getting entertained or having or I mostly don't prefer getting entertained. That's not what I do. I just like to study. If you want to get entertained, but also find something that entertains you by teaching you something. Another challenge that I face is I have an habit of doing multiple things at a time. So often it gets messed up. There's no time to sleep or there's no me time. You just have to work all day and run all day. But at the end, when you achieve something, though it is small or big, nothing ever matters at all. Whatever you have done and whatever amount of energy you have put in something, when you get the result, you are satisfied, and it rejuvenates me more to keep on doing whatever I've been doing.
That's nice. Hope
Yes.
I just hope that you all of you like this live stream session, and please stay tuned for the next. We will come up with the new interesting topic, and we will share the topic with you of our next live stream session. And let's come up with new curious questions, and hopefully we will answer your all questions. And once again, we are so thankful to you, Miss Anushka, for joining us on Instagram.
Yes, sir, but I'm not done yet. I have to speak more.
Okay,
If my
okay.
audience can wait for a few more minutes. As sir mentioned about learning something or getting more information, let me tell you that you have to be like a hungry, greedy beast who just wants to gobble up everything that he gets.
Mhm.
That's what I'm going to tell you. Like, for black hole, for example, it just engulfs whatever it has in its way. Similarly, if you want to study this subject, if you're really, really, really keen to know more, be like a hungry, greedy beast who just wants to take all the information and wants to churn it and like put it in the brain, put it in your brain, put it in everybody's brain. Just spread science like a fire, like a forest fire. And most important thing, if you like studying astronomy, never miss out on physics and mathematics. I get some questions that they find mathematics quite difficult than physics, but I have found that too. And I often think that physics is better than mathematics, but I'd like to tell you about my friend Saptashar Das. He often tells me about how mathematics is so supreme, and even I agree with him. I understand mathematics can be tougher than physics at some times, but practice is the only key to master anything. And an end note to you all, that you need any help about anything, you ask and you get it. You ask to me, you ask to people to whom you follow, you ask to various organizations. Also, there's a lot to tell you. I'm coming up with some exciting sessions, series, programs related which would be planned by me as well as by some other organizations which I'm going to promote. So just stay in touch and also visit my website seekinspace.com where you would learn about astronomy in my way. I hope this helps, and keep seeking, keep exploring.
Exactly.
Thank you everyone for joining. If you have any more questions, I am there to answer you in my DM after some time.
Definitely.
Also, have a look at Astroglobe Foundation's profile because I believe they are doing some amazing stuffs out there with the members they are having already. And if you feel like joining their foundation, please do so. Because when
Yeah,
you meet
exactly.
new people and when you get in touch with more people, when you socialize for a good cause, it's definitely going to benefit you. I bet you for
Astroglobe
that.
Foundation will definitely help you to whatever you want in your life regarding the space science or earth science. We would love to help you to get
Exactly.
what you
Yes, sir.
want. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Astroglobe Foundation.
Yeah, you are most welcome.